Hi everyone, welcome back to Cyber Conversations. I'm Kanti, and today I have with me Sherifat Akinwonmi. Sherifat is a cybersecurity professional. She has work experience across multiple industries, including agriculture, oil and energy, pharmaceuticals, financial, and IT services. She is currently a business information security officer with one of the top banks in Northern America. She holds a master's degree and with a distinction from the University of Salford, UK, and she has a bachelor's degree in computer science and technology from Bowen University, Nigeria. In addition to that, she holds several cybersecurity professional certifications like the CCSP, CISSP, CCISO, ISO 27001 LI, among several others. She has a great passion and interest for enabling women in their professional career, and she serves as a member of several boards, including the Advisory Board for Canadian Women in Cybersecurity, Girls and Women Technological Empowerment Organization. She's a past member of CyberSafe 2021 program, and she's also the co-founder of Women in Cybersecurity and Technology. Sherifat, thank you so much for being on Cyber Conversations. We really appreciate it. And now the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Kathy, for having me. And I'm glad to be here. Thanks, everyone. And I'm going to use the next few minutes to quickly talk about cybersecurity and what I do and a couple of other things. And I think I'll get some questions from you, right? And then we'll go ahead. Okay. I'll share my screen just to get started. Thank you for the introduction. So I'm going to skip that, which was the slide I had for the introduction. But really was cybersecurity. So if you look at the world today, a lot of damaging things are happening. Organizations, schools, especially hospitals, are being affected. So there's hardly any aspect of the industry that is not prone or susceptible to cyber attacks, which means that cyber attacks can affect any industry at all. So far, your organization deals with data, personal information, any kind of information, a threat actor or a hacker can get interested in it. So what is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is the field of technology that helps to ensure systems, information, data, whatever we're trying to keep secure are kept secure. It's simply broken down into cyber plus security. We know the meaning of security, right? That is the process of keeping something free from damage, harm, or whatever. And cyber means something online. So when you combine that, it means cybersecurity. Okay. So basically, the act of keeping system data, information, resources secure. And it is based on three main principles, which is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. We call that the CIA triad. That is what cybersecurity is based on. Like I said earlier, why is it so important now to take cybersecurity seriously? If you look at the stats here that I shared, you know, $10.5 trillion is the estimated cost of cybercrime by 2025, currently at 6 trillion. Average cost of a malware attack, which is a malware is virus, Trojan, any kind of programs that can damage the system, is around $2.5 million, over 600% increase since COVID in 2019. There's been more cyber attacks, 130 average of cybersecurity breaches in an organization per year, a 67% increase of cyber attacks over the past year in financial institutions in particular. So with this, it's scary, right? It's like we need more professionals. We need people who are going to fight against the bad guys, right? So which is why developing skills in cyber is very important. And one of the reasons I jumped on this, I like the opportunity to talk to young people, especially girls and ladies who are trying to decide about maybe they should consider cyber. Yes, we need cybersecurity professionals. It's getting very bad. Well, I know doctors work and treat with human beings, try to get us healthy, but we're getting to a stage where our work as cybersecurity professionals are very critical now. It's getting very, very critical. If you had suffered a cyber attack before, or had your family members' money taken away, maybe through a phishing link, you will really understand the impact. Consider saving money in your bank account, maybe to buy a house or a car or something, and suddenly, because you clicked on the mail, someone has access to your account and they wipe out your entire money that you've saved for years. So that is the impact of what cyber can do. Or consider an organization where they've got all of the information about their customers, where they make money from on a system, and just because there's a malware, aka ransomware as an example, all the files get encrypted, and because of that, the organization cannot operate. I've heard of organizations that were totally down, like they had to stop operations because they suffered a malware attack, a ransomware attack. So we can't overemphasize the importance of cybersecurity and the need to develop skills and the need to get more people into cyber. Okay. Should we go into other questions or
Yes.
okay. All right.
So I have a few questions that we prepared based off your experience that we saw on LinkedIn, and now some of the questions that came to me while you were talking itself.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I would like to ask, or the first thing that came to my attention was your title. It's Business Information Security Officer. So you're the Business Information Security Officer at TD Bank. Can you tell us what the primary responsibilities are for that position when managing technology, information, cyber risk, and how that contributes to the security of the bank itself?
Great, thank you. So as a Business Information Security Officer, aka BISO, it simply means you're somebody who's got cybersecurity skills, first of all, and then the ability to talk to business, understand business requirements, and also talk to the technology team, which is the traditional IT team, like the IT team that ensures systems and services are up, in order to ensure they're doing things in a secure manner. So I'll give you an example, and it's actually a new concept. About 5 years ago, we didn't used to have BISOs, right? But there is now a need to have more BISOs because you're seeing a great or a very huge gap in the security team, core security team, and the ability to talk in business terms, right? So Ibiso is someone who bridges that gap, right? Who is able to take business requirements and translate it to what it should mean from a security point of view, right? So a typical example would be a business wants to develop an application, maybe a mobile application for something. As a BISO, you are there understanding the requirements of the business and saying, okay, this application is going to collect data about customers or what have you, and these are the kind of information it's going to collect. And because it's collecting this type of information, these are the type of security controls that we need to put in place. If it's sensitive information, then we have to keep it secured. If, depending on the request of the business, we are able to then provide recommendations on the type of security that should put in place as part of building that application. So that's an example of what a BISO does. There are several BISOs in my organization where I work. So I'm not just the only BISO, but I focus on a particular line of business. We have another BISO who focuses on a particular line of business. So all the needs from my line of business that I'm supporting, I act as the cybersecurity SME to them, and I ensure their requests are understood and translated accordingly to the cyber teams.
That's very nice, because I will say this is the first time I've seen that title, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what they do, what the responsibilities for that job are. So that is very cool. Can I ask to stop sharing the screen so we
Okay,
can...
sorry.
No, that's
Should
okay.
have stopped. Yeah.
So the next thing that it came to me, I was going through your LinkedIn profile earlier, and I saw that you have these awesome certifications, right? You have the cloud certified cloud security professional, you have the certified information security system security, or sorry, information system security professional.
Yeah.
Can you explain the importance of these certifications in your career? And if at all, was one certification more valuable for you to achieve than another one?
Okay, fantastic question. So first of all, a quick disclaimer, I'm a pro-certification person, so I support certification. I do understand that some people have their reservations around writing sets, but I support certification. And my reasons are because it helps with career or educational development. So I tend to learn more. Cybersecurity field is a field that continues to evolve, right? Few years ago, we were not talking about AI, ChatGPT, and co. Now, almost everything is AI and ChatGPT. If you rely on your education, like I had my master's degree in 2008, if I relied on that, I would be clearly out of date by now, right? So writing certification actually helps you to remain, to refresh your knowledge. You know what is new that is happening in the industry, and you get more knowledge on a continuous basis, which is why the certification bodies like ISC Square, who is the provider for CISSP, CCSP, and ISACA for CISM and other sets like that, they always renew and refresh their curriculum, because things are changing, right? So from a point of view of continuous learning, certifications are good. Now, another personal experience why I am a pro-certification person is because when I finished my master's degree in 2008, like I said, I wanted to set myself apart, right? I knew it was also at a time where a lot of graduates or master's graduates were finishing, and people, the job market, there will always be people with my skills also in the job market. So to set myself apart, I had to write a certification. So writing certifications actually sets you apart. Did you miss me for a while?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I
This
just
is when
realized you were frozen, but I
yeah,
wasn't sure.
sorry. I was like, what's going on? I'm checking my Wi-Fi and it's a little unstable. We're
Yeah.
experiencing a lot of windy weather here today.
Oh,
That
okay.
might be one of the reasons. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. But I think I think the recording was going on fine, so they must have heard me. But what I said by and large was that two reasons. First is the fact that um, certification helps with continuous learning, and the second is that when I finished my master's degree, or when you're about graduating as a student, you really want something to set you apart. So if I'm an hiring manager and I want to hire people, I have got 10 people, and two of them, in addition to their degree, has got certifications and some work experience. I'll definitely go with that because those ones have shown that they have something more to offer than others. Almost everybody's going to do that. So I usually recommend it, right? No doubt, skills, if you've got opportunity to gather skills, work experience, I will definitely go with that rather than writing a certification. But who says you can't do both? You can gather the work experience and also get certification. So if there is an opportunity, you have almost everything it takes for you to go for that job. Is it work experience? You've got it. Is it certification? You've got it, right? And the certification are now getting a little bit more easier to obtain. In the past, the lead certification used to be CISSP, and almost everybody wanted to get CISSP, even new people. But right now, ISC Square has a new certification. Well, not so new anymore. It was released last year called Certified in Cybersecurity, CC. Google Certified in Cybersecurity is also another one. Um, CompTIA Security Plus is another one. So these are entry level certification, and they actually can help you prove to your potential employer that, hey, I've got the degree, but I've got some more things to do. I think I had a slide on certification. Let me see if I can go there. It is, and it doesn't end, by the way. I still write certification even after 13 years of being in cybersecurity. Like I said, it helps me stay on top of my game. It refreshes my knowledge. I'm able to know. So these are some, this is the one I was talking about by IC Squared, this is Sec Plus, a couple of other, up until CCSO, which is, Certified Ethical Hacker. CISSP is, to your other question, this is one of the most demanded cybersecurity certification globally. Almost every job ad has this say CISSP, CISSP, but it's not an easy exam to pass. But it is. Okay, so I'll stop sharing here and take your next question.
That's I really loved your answer of explaining how certifications can advance your career. Because, like you said, there is a lot of discussion between academics and industry professionals on why shouldn't you go for a master's as opposed to why shouldn't you look for a certification? And the answer you just said, certifications help you remain current, is one of the best answers I've ever heard, because I get that question sometimes from my students as well. So in my class, we talk about certifications, we talk about education, and the question I get is, why is one better than the other? Well, there really isn't one better than the other. One helps
Exactly.
you get that foot in the door, the other one helps you retain that position by remaining current. So I really loved your answer
Exactly.
like
Exactly. Mhm. Okay.
that. So you have founded or you have co-founded Women in Cybersecurity and Technology. What are some of the key initiatives or projects that the organization is currently involved in? And excuse me. And how can girls and young women get involved, or, how do they benefit from these initiatives?
Okay, so the Women in Cyber and Technology group is a group that was started off in about, I can't remember the year now, with my manager. We sat around it and we're like, yeah, first of all, we don't have enough girls and ladies in cyber. Like I was the only female person on our team, and she was the manager at that time. So we're like, okay, let's start something that can help and talk about, cyber and let's share our experience, right? There's just this misconception that you have to be very technical, you have to be that. Yes, there's some technical aspects to cybersecurity, but we have ladies killing it, right? We have women who are doing it. So we started that first to attract more ladies to cyber. And then secondly, the other objective of starting of that group was the fact that we also realized that even though we got more women into technology and into cyber, at about the mid-level of their career, they either drop off or they slow down. And that's because, fresh out of the university, ladies get into the work, they're excited about work. And it gets to a stage, maybe they get married, they start having kids or start getting, other things in life coming, and they kind of slow down. While our male counterparts are just, they don't have those peculiarities and the challenges that are for female, and they just keep going in their career. So we found that if you look at the top management, how many women do we see in the top level CISOs? Like if you look at the stats in Canada and US, I'm sure there are not a lot of women that are at a very top level when compared to male or men. So that was, just to provide some sort of support, some sort of mentorship to people. To participate, we are majorly on LinkedIn, which is if you search for the Women in Cybersecurity and Technology group, you will find it on LinkedIn, and I think I'm a manager or an admin of the group. So that's how you know. But there are so many other groups as well. one of the benefits of a community is, we provide a mentorship, we provide the support, we provide opportunities that are available to girls and women that are interested. Our latest project is around the cybersecurity awareness campaign, which we were running on LinkedIn as well. And almost every day, and I'm working with fantastic volunteers, by the way, almost every day there was a topic that will be put up and then we discuss, and people will provide comments just to share knowledge, just to, a topic could be multi-factor authentication, a topic could be phishing. Phishing is now so sophisticated. In the past, you could easily identify a phishing email. Now, if you're not careful, it is so well written. Thanks to ChatGPT, AI, people can write perfect phishing emails, and it's quite hard to detect as well. So we talk about all these trending topics that help just to transfer some knowledge. And we today is the last day, actually being the last day of Cybersecurity Awareness Month.
That's pretty fantastic what you do there.
Thank you.
And again, like you said, we need more women to enter the field. We need, the way there was, I can't remember where I heard this or who was talking about this, but if you have people that have the same certification, not certifications, but the same body of knowledge, that are doing the same job, sometimes you don't get to hear a new perspective. You don't get to hear a different way of thinking.
Yeah.
And having that diversity on any team, not just cybersecurity,
Yeah.
but having that diverse group approaching problems will help find, the most efficient solution to something, or the most rewarding experience, whatever that might be. So it's a great initiative you have.
Thank you.
And then can you walk us through your path in cybersecurity? Like, how did your passion for cyber start?
Okay, great. So, when I was really young, about 4 or 5, I really wanted to be a policewoman. So I wanted the law and order. I wanted to, go after thieves and criminals and investigate issues. And I actually thought I was going to go into the law enforcement or being the force, one way or the other. I saw myself in my uniform and being a high-ranking police officer and all of that. That was really my dream, and it was so exciting for me. I also grew up in Nigeria. Nigeria is a country in Africa. Africa is a continent, because I know a lot of people get that confused. Africa is a continent that has got 54 countries. Nigeria is only one country out of Africa. So I grew up in Nigeria, and being a bright student, I was automatically put in science, which is STEM, science, technology, engineering, and maths. Right, so I finished my high school in science, and then I went to the University for Computer Science. And when I finished my computer science degree, bachelor's, I suddenly remembered my passion for catching the bad guys and being a police officer. And I thought about that, my passion, and my recently acquired degree in computer science. I'm like, okay, cybersecurity is the one where I can combine my passion of stopping the bad guys with my computer science degree. When you merge that, you have cybersecurity, where we chase after threat actors or make our systems more secure so that threat actors they are not successful. And that's kickstarted my journey in cybersecurity. I completed my master's degree with a distinction from University of Salford. So it's quite important that students get good grades. Yeah, you can't. Once you get a good grade, it just makes other things easier for you. So that made it easier for me when I went back home to my home country, Nigeria. I was able to get a job. I started off in the bank, and actually started off with service management, IT service management, and I continued to look for opportunities in cybersecurity unit of the same bank, and I eventually got an opportunity there. So when I got that opportunity, I worked under the cybersecurity for a while. Then shortly after that, I went to another organization, was a fintech company, and also worked as a cybersecurity manager there. I was heading the team of cybersecurity manager. And that was just how and I really, really enjoy cyber. I love what I do. I don't think I can do anything else. If I'm not a cybersecurity professional, probably I'll be a teacher. And if I'm not a teacher, I'll probably be a farmer. So I also like to teach, I like to coach, I like to consult, I like to talk to people.
That is awesome. I love how you took your passion for law enforcement and combined it with your computer science degree. That is fantastic.
Thank you.
And so, as you progress in your career through cyber, through other things, what are some challenges that you've faced, and how do you or how have you navigated through them?
Yes, absolutely. And I'll be more specific to the challenge that had to do with being a woman, right? So, up until this incident or this event, I had never had a thought that something might be wrong with me because I'm a woman, right? Or I'm not adequate. And that's because I was a very good student. So top of class every time. I was always top of my class. So I never thought what a man could do, I couldn't do better, right? I saw everybody as equal, right? But when I got my first job, the one I was talking about at a bank, and I was put as the service management, like I said, and I was trying to go into the security. So I went to the male manager, and I'm sure not all men behave this way, right? And he also, who is a great guy, by the way, at the end of the day, when I got to meet him more, he just gave an opinion based on his limited knowledge then. So I went to him and I'm like, okay, fresh out of master's degree from cybersecurity, I've got the skills. I'm really eager to get work experience. I was put in the service management. Can you please give me an opportunity in your department? I heard that you need more hands and I'm really willing to come. And what he said to me was what shocked me. He was like, oh no, we don't take women in our team. Yeah. And I was taken aback. I'm like, what do you mean? So yeah, because we work really late and women would like to go home on time and go and attend to the family. They don't like to work late. They women, the lots of excuses from women, so we don't take women on our team. And that was for the first time I actually thought about it, and I'm like, something really wrong with me? Is there anything I can't do by being a woman? And unfortunately, I couldn't get to move then. So I went back and I did my service management for a couple of years. But guess what happened? The lady that took over his position, so someone else was brought up, and it was a lady to come head the team. So that was the lady, my former manager I was talking about, that we co-founded WICT together. And she came, she became his manager. I'm like, oh, we have a woman. And I went to her and like, I've got this certification. And she was like, fantastic. I never thought you'd be interested. Yes, please, please, please. I'll work on the paperwork. We should be able to transfer you. And it happened. So I went to the cybersecurity team and then became colleagues with the guy who said I couldn't work overnight and or couldn't work late. And he's not a bad person, right? So to say, but I think he learned from that experience. I didn't go back to tell him that, see, I'm now in cyber or something like that. No, but I just let it slide, but it was one of the challenges. But how did I navigate it? To your other question was the fact that I didn't let what he said to me affect me, and I knew what I wanted. So having a goal and an objective is very important. I stuck to it. I want to get work experience in cyber, and I'll go for it. And I kept in touch with the departments. So in as much as I said I couldn't work there, I made friends with all the guys, the male who were in the team. They practically saw me like an extended team member. I was really involved in what they were doing. I knew about the projects. I knew about the initiatives. So I kept up to date with that. And I also wrote certifications. So I kept writing. At the beginning of my career, I was writing 2 certifications per year, which means I write one first quarter, one, at the end of the year. I was writing. Now I've changed it to about one. So I don't write 2 certifications again because I'm getting tired. And there are very few certifications I haven't written yet. So And so I had to navigate that by that because I thought I could quickly gain the work experience, but it wasn't coming at that time. So I did a job shadowing, looking at what they were doing, and also building my skills by investing in my own certification. So if I was in the cybersecurity unit, the department would have paid for my exams and that. But the fact that I wasn't there, I had to pay for it. So those were some of the sacrifices I made. I invested in myself. I paid for my own certification because I wanted something. And guess what? When it was time to move on to head the cybersecurity team of the other company, the fintech, those certifications helped me. The experience I got from being in that team also helped me. So invest in yourself. Don't wait for anybody to do it for you. You own your career, you own your life. You channel how you don't let anybody dictate it for you. If it's not gonna work, it's for you. You know yourself, you know what you want. Don't let someone limit what you can do in life.
With that one answer, I think you win the entire thing. That was fantastic. And unfortunately, that's one of the things that kind of, makes women hesitate from coming into tech fields and particularly cybersecurity. Yes, it's a demanding field. Yes, sometimes you have incidents, sometimes you have this or that that requires you to work more than you would, but that shouldn't prevent you from wanting to,
Exactly.
or that shouldn't pre prevent you from, hiring women or hiring
Yeah,
minorities into your
exactly.
team. Because without diversity, guess what? You're doing the same thing over and over and over again without it being effective, without you coming up with more efficiency. That's just, oh, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. But the lesson that you said, invest in yourself, the way that you took the reins for your career, I am simply in awe. That is amazing.
Thank you.
So unfortunately, we're out of time. So I will wrap up with one last question for you. In addition to saying, invest in yourself, what other advice do you have for young people that are watching this video?
So yeah, I think that was the one I was going to talk about. Take out time to invest in yourself. Own your career, own what you want to do. Cybersecurity is not a field that is not something you can do. Everybody can do cyber. Get the necessary skills, invest in the knowledge. There are lots of free resources now. When I compare this time to when I started, people getting into cyber now are luckier. Like we have free cybersecurity certification vouchers that you can use to write your exam and take training for free. An example is ISC Square, ISC2, certified in cybersecurity. You can actually take the entire training, course content, and write the exam and get certified for free without paying a dime.
Uh-huh.
Years ago, we pay money for that, right? I've saved sometimes. I used to save up to write my certification. I've paid for my CISSP twice because I failed the first time and I took it again and then I passed and I paid for it by myself. That was about almost $700 on each time. So that's a lot of money, right? But I wanted the certification and I had to prioritize. Should I buy the latest gadget, latest phone, or should I pay for my certification and write it? So I made the right decision. So making the right decision, prioritizing what you really want. Because right now, if I want to buy any gadget or any phone, I can easily afford it. Then it was a tough decision. Do I change my phone? Should I invest in my certification? I decided to invest in my certification so that I can be where I am today, where I can buy and afford the things I want. So sacrifice, invest in yourself, have fun while doing it. There are lots of available resources and a lot of amazing people in cybersecurity that can hold your hands. Forget about the myths. If you're a woman, anybody that says as a woman you can't do it two times and prove to them you can do it better. Another myth that is quite common is you have to know programming languages before you become a cybersecurity person. Absolutely nonsense. I do not code. I'm not a programmer and I've been in cybersecurity for many, many years, right? So you do not have to be a software developer writing codes to be in cyber. if you have the coding skills, fantastic. You can do a lot of automations. You can work as an application security development person. But there are other areas in cyber that you can do if without having coding skills. So those are the two mates. Don't let anything discourage you. Search for information. Reach out to people, and many people are willing to help. They're amazing people in cybersecurity, and they will handle you, and you'll be successful.
That is wonderful, wonderful advice. Thank you so much once again for being on Cyber Conversations.
Thank you for having me.